Hey trumpet nerds, welcome back to John Talks Trumpet. Recently, I was introduced to a new mouthpiece plating material that I'd never tried before, rhodium. In this video, I'll explain what rhodium actually is, why I decided to try plating my mouthpiece with it, and my first impressions using a rhodium plated rim on my main mouthpiece. I decided to get my mouthpiece plated in rhodium because I saw it was a new option available at Greg Black Mouthpieces. I had an extra Parke 640 rim that badly needed to be replated, so I thought getting it rhodium plated would be enlightening and useful to compare to my main silver plated Parke 640 rim. And I had been looking for an alternative to silver or gold plating that is also still metal. Most trumpet mouthpieces in existence are made of silver plated brass, but gold plating is also a common choice. The plating on all mouthpieces is extremely thin, microns thin actually, so most of the effect of different plating materials will affect how it feels on your face and not the sound. I was curious, could rhodium be a viable mouthpiece plating alternative to silver or gold? So first of all, what even is rhodium? Rhodium is an element on the periodic table, just like silver or gold. You can find it in the transition metals group in the center of the periodic table with the symbol Rh. It has the atomic number 45, and it sits 2 squares to the left of silver, Ag, which has an atomic number of 47. Rhodium looks a lot like silver, but is actually a little bit brighter and much more resistant to tarnishing. When compared side by side to my silver-plated rim, it actually looks a little bit darker to me, but maybe a little shinier. It is also a very hard metal, which makes it very difficult to alter once it's been applied. For comparison, on the Mohs scale, which is used to compare the hardness of various minerals, gold and silver both rank between a 2.5 and a 3 out of 10, with 10 being the hardest, or most scratch-resistant material, which is diamond. In contrast, rhodium is rated as a 6. So how does it feel and sound when used as plating on a mouthpiece? My first impression after using it for a few weeks is that rhodium plating actually grips your chops a little bit more than silver plating. Gold plating, in contrast, actually feels more slippery and smooth than silver. I actually prefer a little bit more grip than silver plating usually offers, and I've had some success with non-buffed silver and also stainless steel options, but I'm always looking for more materials to experiment with. I wanted to find something that had the grip that I was looking for, but with the smallest possible effect on the sound. Certain kinds of plastic rims can give you that nice grippy feeling, like Delrin, Lexan, lucite, or acrylic. I love the feeling of plastic mouthpiece rims, and they come in handy in extreme weather conditions due to their thermal properties. For use in an orchestra though, I find that the sound is less than ideal when trying to match up overtones with the other players in my brass section. So I was looking for something that was still made of metal, but had a little bit more grip on my chops. So far, I've been pleased with the rhodium plating in this respect. Because mouthpiece plating is so thin, it doesn't change the sound properties of the mouthpiece in any noticeable way, like having an entire rim or an entire mouthpiece made out of a different material would, as is the case with plastic mouthpiece components. Another big reason I wanted to try rhodium plating is because I was wondering if maybe it would help with these breakouts that I've been getting on my embouchure while using silver-plated mouthpieces. I wondered if maybe the breakouts were related to some kind of silver sensitivity with my skin. While I haven't used it for very long, the rhodium-plated rim doesn't seem to react negatively to my skin the same way that a silver-plated rim does. I'll have to play a little bit longer before I could say so conclusively, but so far, it's been pretty comfortable for me. One peculiar thing I noticed while washing my new rim is that water seems to collect differently on the rhodium than it does on silver. Whereas water kind of drips off the silver like you'd expect, on rhodium it has this visually satisfying beading effect. One reason I decided to make this video is actually because I couldn't really find that much information about rhodium mouthpiece plating on the internet. Honestly, I think silver or gold are probably still your best options, and they're the easiest to get. Unless you have some kind of issue with silver or gold plated mouthpieces, I probably wouldn't bother with a rhodium plated mouthpiece, unless you just can't resist experimenting like me. Prices for rhodium fluctuate, but it is much more expensive than silver and more comparable in price to gold. Metal allergies and sensitivities are a really complex subject that I'm not going to get into in this video right now. If you're having issues with skin sensitivity, it might be due to poor mouthpiece hygiene. So a good first step is to try washing your mouthpiece every day and see if that helps. Thanks for joining me for this week's episode of John Talks Trumpet. You can definitely expect to see more videos on alternative mouthpiece materials from me, including Lexan, Delrin, acrylic, lucite, and maybe even stainless steel. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, so that you can come with me on my experimental mouthpiece adventures. New videos every Tuesday.